Today's story, a certain white-haired man finally gets his wish granted. More screen time than anyone else on the show. It's such a shame that when that happens, someone always seems to die, though.
Funny.
Meet me in the cemetery, all my fellow and future outlaws, as this is Card Games vs. Humanity, and I am that NKKGG. Here with a weekly recap of that ghoulish show full of spooky, scary skeletons that just want your trading cards, Duel Monsters. As per usual, if you enjoyed, don't forget that sub, that bell, that like, hit up the Patreon if you want to support me. Leave a comment telling me if you're wondering why no one questioned the lame-ass rumor that the only duelists left in the tournament were gonna meet up at the cemetery. It's just dumb, really. Not nearly as dumb as Joey, who starts off the episode by claiming that they really got one over on Merrick in the last episode. You know, got one over on him by almost drowning. Joey thanks his sister for saving him and says now that you can see again, you can finally watch me play a children's trading card game instead of, you know, anything else in the world that she may enjoy being able to see and appreciate.
I plan to wipe out both of you boys.
Honestly, with that disgusting chin, Joey, everyone's just gonna have a tough time even looking at you during the finals. Hey, let's use our locator cards to find the finals. How do we do that? I don't know, man. No one ever told us. Let's just summon them like monsters and hope it works. Oh, hey, now there's a giant hologram stadium to congratulate you for making it to the final. Honestly, I'm surprised there's not like a secret protocol to scan the duels, and if it's Joey Wheeler, it just blows up in his face. Bakura is lying in bed with a very serious ouchie, so we head to Dream World, where Merrick is just casually waiting for him. And should I come back later, or? Merrick says everything's going according to his plan. You know that plan where Bakura had to stab himself so Merrick could gain the trust of Yugi's friends, and that plan where the duel failed anyways. Bakura really doesn't ask questions or think things through, does he? Merrick says he'll have to steal a duel disc and gain 6 locator cards and join him in the finals to help him win some duels. Making Bakura very suspicious that there's something he's not telling him, or he's just really bad at the game. Like a good friend, Merrick explains nothing at all and says go get the cards, and Bakura just kind of agrees and doesn't argue with it. All of a sudden, Grandpa is seen waking up this hospital-ridden patient because he made a mess in his bed and he really needs someone to help clean it up. Actually, Bakura wakes up to hear the good news that Yugi and Joey made it to the finals, despite Grandpa not asking at all where they are. Instead of thanking him, though, Bakura does his best impression of a young choir boy at church.
Back off, old man.
Evil Bakura stands up, revealing the Millennium Ring, mesmerizing Grandpa in the blinding light. Either that or he just has to pee again. Using hypnosis quickly to put the old man to sleep or steal his soul again, it's not really made clear. Man, Gramps just... he might have worse luck than Mokuba in the show. I'm not honestly sure who has it worse. Now somehow we're already outside some random building where our new hero is bullying some poor local duelist who only has 1 locator card.
Let's see what kind of deck you have. What? You call yourself a duelist? It's pathetic.
Gotta love it was basically the equivalent of an older brother looking through his younger brother's crappy new deck that he's really proud of. These hoodlums are out past their bedtime tonight, something that Bakura does not take kindly to, accosting one of them for the location of some duelists. Being a dueling vampire, his hunger is rising and he must feast.
Well then, I must duel now.
Some random dude is chilling in the cemetery looking for some other duelists because he's a very smart person, getting scared by some crows like a little punk before we finally get that Walking Dead crossover that we've all been waiting for. Let's not pay any attention to the fact of how long Bones must have been hiding underground wearing a mask with no way to breathe whatsoever. Like it would have taken time to bury him and make the ground look flat and wait for someone to come by that might be a duelist. He might actually be a zombie. Apparently, Bandit Keith's old gang has just been scaring people for the locator cards, and now they have 5. I'm not really sure how they plan to have all 3 of them duel at the same time in the finals, but, you know, sure, go with it. Some crows start stirring as Bakura makes his way into the graveyard, but all of a sudden, some zombies accost him from all angles. Proving another character in this show has Ultra Instinct, he avoids the big one with ease before putting him into a wrist lock and demanding that they duel him. Bakura tells Bones to take off the mask, something that he'll probably regret later, hitting him into putting up all 5 locator cards in a winner-take-all duel. I mean, the finals are soon, and these would have to be the last 6 anyways, wouldn't they? Shizu. Bones accepts the duel, thinking that Bakura must be a low-level punk with only 1 locator card. Before everything seems surrounded by a thick pink fog that Bakura must have produced during the commercial break.
Hey, this fog's as thick as a really thick soup.
Thank you, nameless grunt. Bakura takes the first turn, claiming that this particular cemetery that he's never been to is haunted, so naturally he has the exact monster that represents its haunting story to, you know, summon to the field in the first turn. Summoning the Headless Knight and setting a back row, he ends his turn before Bones counters with Snakehair the Sorceress, destroying Bakura's poor knight and inflicting a massive 50 life points of damage. And because this is a graveyard-themed episode, we're going to use cards like the Shallow Grave instead of Monster Reborn, okay? Bakura's going to bring back the knight and then tribute it for the Earl Demise, a monster that seriously looks like it's suffering from malnutrition. Bones screams out, "Oh no, my monster is a goner! Oh no, my snake hair is destroyed and I take 500 points of damage! No one cares about their monsters more than Bones!"
I will unearth my magic burial card!
Pretty sure that's premature burial. Why even change the name of the card when you left cards like Mask of Impregnability in the show? Bones summons the dragon zombie and fuses both of them together to create a truly terrifying creature, the Mammoth of Gold Find. Gold Find? Gold Mine? I don't know, man. It's basically just a reskin Mammoth Graveyard. His fusion monsters are so good, he has to wait one turn to attack, laying one card in the back row before he ends his turn and letting Bakura go on the offensive. But before that turn begins, he activates Skull Invitation, a trap card that does 300 damage every time a card is sent to the graveyard. Are you noticing a theme in this episode? Maybe just a little?
Prove it, I'll send every card in my hand to the card graveyard.
Yeah, I'ma just discard these cards, man. I'm not really feeling them. Graveyard effects aren't a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not a big deal, man. Just go with the flow. Yeah, you can't do that. Invitation causes Bakura to take 1200 damage from his cheating ways. Oh wait, no, never mind. He's got a fake card. He's not cheating the rules. He's just cheating the rule. A nice fake card called Spiritualistic Medium, allowing his current monster on the field to gain 500 attack points for every card he destroys this turn. But before attacking, though, the Earl of Demise does his best impression of the last blowjob you'll ever receive in your life. Since Bakura is a top-tier player, he goes -5 just to boost the attack of his monster and do a move that doesn't even result in the opponent losing the duel. Instead, just laying waste to the Golden Mammoth and bringing Bones down to a lowly 600 life points. For some reason, the trap card has an animation that knocks Bones down out of all things. I just genuinely find that hilarious. Before Bakura says that the end is near and that these 3 poor souls are going to be going to the Shadow Realm that they took them to during the commercial break. Those shadowy figures there, don't ask questions. The other nameless grunt tries to escape the cemetery by running away, but unfortunately this game is cyclical, not allowing for walking through walls and just returning you back to the starting point. With only one option left, Bones draws his card like a scared little bitch, revealing Nightmare, Steel Cage, and setting a face-down card, seemingly giving him 2 turns to work with. Unfortunately for them, though, Bakura draws his card and gets really sad because this duel is about to be over with and he just really loves torturing people. Ending the episode with the activation of Ectoplasmer, he tributes his monster for direct damage to Bones, quickly sending all 3 of them off to the Shadow Realm with his army of marshmallow minions. Well, that's it for this episode. I want to thank you all for watching, and of course a shout out to my patrons. If any of you are wondering exactly what Bakura did to Grandpa back in the hospital, don't worry, I am just as lost as you are. This has been the man from Earth with all the girth, ladies and gentlemen. Be the character you know you're worth. Later. Oh hey, it worked. Now there's a giant hologram stadium to congratulate. Bakura says everything is, these hoodlums before all of a sudden everything's surround, oh my god.